Welcome to Starseed Evolution channel. I am Akasha Azurite. I wanted to come on and talk to everyone about a few things that we were doing today in order to assist anyone in this now or in the future timelines. I wanted to open up into the light space in order to connect to the high frequencies that are coming in right now. So I'm sending love to all of you. Yesterday we went over scanning as far as galactic scanning and the everyday life that we get up every morning and we connect into our super quantum computer system. We pull up the hologram screens and we're able to see everything in the Merkaba. It's a ship in a starship. So I wanted to kind of go over that and we scan everything. We scan in a 10,000 mile radius. We also have shields, like we said. If anyone wants to know about shields, you're going to have to go into our free course. The free course is the Stargate Multidimensional Mastery. And 7 videos, so 7 levels. And I can put it below here to help and assist anyone, but all our shields, all the shields that we teach are going to be there. So it's a free course for the collective conscious on how to activate their super quantum computer system, but also learn how to deprogram your conscious field, which is the conscious field is to those that are spiritually awakening is going to be your auric field of what you know, your energy bodies. Your conscious field is actually the biofield, the conscious field that you cannot see yet. Okay? Yeah, sending unconditional love. Hi, Jalen and Matthew. Matthew, I'll see you soon. We're going to be doing some quantum surgery today. Kind of like opening up into the beautiful space. Hi, Mary. Yeah, this is just a transition for everyone. So there's no readings today. I wanted to connect into the heart space and let everyone connect for episode 6. Yeah, this one's a little bit different. If you ever want to join in for any information or session, those will be on Sundays, okay, Mary? So I'm sending love to you. Check out the community page. Go to our YouTube channel. There's a community page. Okay, and you will see what time. It should be 8 p.m. Mountain Time on Sunday. And you have to get there first, and we'll be doing free live sessions. It's only going to be 3 people, and we'll be rotating it to Israel. All right, I just wanted to connect. Yes, I am Lyran Feline. It's a multidimensional experiment, so I can activate any DNA that I want to. But yes. My highest higher self, my God self, is one of them is right behind me, and that's Ra. He told me to make sure that I'm in the picture. So Ra is actually one of my higher selves that I did a full body integration with in 2020. So I make sure that you have all of us behind you, all the gods. I was able to integrate multiple gods, solar deities in 2020, 2021. It's an integration process. You activate the DNA, clear the distortions, and then you're able to access all that is. So that's why we say it's a multidimensional experience, quantum multidimensional experience experiment. It's actually, it is really fun. All right, we're going to go back in. So we get up every single morning. We start activating shields, and it's most likely they're already activated and programmed. So we just kind of move through and monitor and scan everything. We go through the full body scan, and then we start our day. We set up our light space, and then we're able to start to connect with our soul family that is coming to us to do advanced training, mastery training for Stargate Multidimensional Mastery School. Cosmic shamanism is actually really cool. They work through Stargates. Stargates is multiple timeline jumping. So I wanted to open up into the heart space and sending love to all of you. Today we're going to be every day is the life of a new multidimensional, but not really new for me. So today we're going to kind of open up into this space about the universal twin rays contracts and purpose. And we're not going into twin flame as far as what you guys know in the third dimensional consciousness and fourth dimensional consciousness, okay? This is a full embodiment of the solar universal male and female. This is the Christ's Sun Oversoul system, Christed avatar systems of the twin rays. So everyone's going to have to, like we say, expand your consciousness, open your heart centers to receiving. If it resonates, then it resonates. If it doesn't, then you always can, to be able to connect to your higher self will find you ones that do resonate, okay? So this is way out there and beyond. We are obviously galactic consciousness and universal consciousness, galaxy consciousness, a little bit out there is starseeds and indigo races. Starseeds are going to be a little bit different with their twin rays. Way out there. Lots of galactic roles, galactic guardian roles. So everyone open up and to expand. We do go into the God realms and fully integrate all the gods too as well. That is a process of the Ascension process too. All right, so we're going to connect into the space, and we just wanted to tell you what exactly we do so you guys have an understanding. So we came here to New Mexico and we did this over in North Carolina. As twin rays, counterparts. So you guys will probably know in history, mythology, about counterparts. Okay. Divine sacred union, divine marriage. We call it the universal twin ray system, and it is a system. So it's a Merkaba system. So every day we get up, we do what we're supposed to do for the collective consciousness. We clear the soul family, everything that we are supposed to do, and and when we say we, is what is contracted to us. All right, so inner trust, inner union has already obviously been developed, so we're way past the doubts and confusion, obviously. So trusting our higher selves, knowing who we are, we know our contracts, we're given everything through templates. So you would have to understand that obviously we're on the 12 templates. If anyone would know, it's the Crystalline Celica, 12 dimensional, 12 Crystalline Celica templates. So obviously we're in the master templates, and that would be activating each strand, 12 strands and beyond. There's a 24, a 36, and then a 48 strand. It all depends on what DNA strands you have. There's a 72. Most Christed children have a 72 strand. Anyways, those are the new root races coming in. So kind of opening up just for you to understand the consciousness of me and my husband is really expanded. Okay, so fully online in galactic consciousness, starseed consciousness. So our contracts is very simple. It's really a beautiful process. Coming together is because I was able to integrate the Cosmic Trinity system, the quantum computer system fully. I was able to go straight to the Oversoul matrix and fully integrate all the multidimensionals. You would have to understand that I had to have went through this really fast. Went through the Ascension really fast to even align to this sacred marriage completion again. So my husband is my galactic royal marriage from Andromeda, and what it is that we do, what is purpose for us. We've done this many times. We've done it in resets and timeline adjustments and everything else, kind of going into time travel just a little bit. So it's just like now we're able to do it in another time and space, and in no time and space. So there were resets and mini resets, and we're able to actually communicate about this now. A lot of you guys don't know about resets. knowing like the deja vu that you guys experience. Deja vu is actually you guys doing this probably about 500 times, 1,000 times. So we have already done this lifetime already. Just for you to understand, most likely some of you guys will be repeating contracts, and so on or not. So coming together, completion cycle, you want to say completion, you can say completion cycle, there's soul contract completion cycles, and then there's many cycles, many cleanups that happened in 2020 in order for everything to go into unification, align, and then you're processed. There is a system that is broken down. I was obviously processed by Galactics and who my galactic royal marriage from Andromeda is, and that's how I gained the information. It was a process that was a repeated process to sit and to be processed by Galactics, and then also being able to connect to the twin ray. And you can call it a twin ray, but I'm just going to say angelic genetic mate. Is some of you guys might know what that is too. So there's many levels of ascension. Eventually you're processed through levels to get to the parallel universe, which is the Aurora Earth. Okay, so hopefully you guys, I just want to break it down for you in any way that I possibly can, that I'm on my 6th level, and it would have to be for me. Okay, because my husband is already way out there. And so I'm the one that has to continuously go through processing, and I'm on the 6th level into the Aurora Earth system. Okay, so there's many clearing density from the body. You have wires, implants. Okay, there's lots of things that need to be done, and there is wiring, so you could keep hitting a wire and hitting a wire and hitting a wire and dropping back down. Those could be removed, and it's just a certain process because you could fractal. So as you move through it, once I got to a certain position, I actually was laughing, going, why would you guys even process me? This is a little bit ridiculous. But okay, because I already knew. I already know everything. I was like, this was like 2012. I feel like you guys are a little bit backwards. Like maybe you guys to me might be a little late or something. I don't know. But I was like laughing, you know. So those are like all me's and multidimensional me's. So then I had to go through multiple processes, and you do have to clear on a deep cellular level and to purify the body back to light. There's many things where ego filters have to be removed. Certain types of Kundalini frequencies will have to be removed too as well. There's a lot of a process a lot of people wouldn't know unless you are passing through gates when you pass through the 4th into the 5th, and then you can keep passing into the higher dimensions of Earth. These are multidimensionals of Earth is what we're talking about, and you can say parallel. There is a parallel Earth, and there's alternate realities, so we'll go into that for a minute, just for you guys to understand kind of the breakdown. And so our daily of what we do at this point is the vortex for twin rays, and this is for twin flames, divide sacred unions. Your highest vortex is going to be your bed. Okay, so always making sure that your bed is the highest vibrational frequency, that it vibrates at a very pure frequency, pure level. I will tell you this, no chemicals are allowed in the house at all. No chemical products, no pharmaceuticals, nothing. And it has to be the purest frequency, purest clean water to always around. Yeah. Okay, so the purest food, purest light food, and eventually when you get to the quantum computer system, you should be able to go to a grocery store and you should be able to pick up anything and read it at a light speed telepathically. You have to move through transitions with your higher self to be able to access this, for you to gain trust. If you do not have trust with your higher self, that means you probably have 6 months to a year. You can learn how to multiple timeline jump through gates in order for you to sit and to gain trust with your highest version of you, which would be your avatar. Okay? If you're going into a store and picking something up and reading it and going into doubt, that means you have wires. Okay, so if anybody wants to, you guys can always write this down if it will help you. There is a point to it. Okay, so telepathic receiving light speed is the computer system. And this turns into a full body computer system. You should be able to download very fast at a light speed. Like we said, if you're not able to, you go into confusion, you have a wire. Okay? The avatar knows what wiring are. They most likely have to kind of weave through the wire, making sure you don't fractal, and then eventually it will start to go. It could be implants too as well. You could be plugged in, and you can do body scans for that. It'll look like cords. It's really simple, and seals. Some will look like seals too as well. Now to transition, you can multiple timeline jump to be able to connect and to unify with inside of you. As you unify, you're going to have to take it to the next level though, and to take your ascension seriously. All right, so you would have to know, I'm going to do this. So tell me what I have to do. What do I have to do? Where do I have to work? Where do we have to fly in the Merkaba through time and space? What time and space is it? Where is it in the trauma fields? Where is it in the emotional body? Where is it in the childhood? Where was the innocence taken? You know, you have to kind of look to see through time and space, you know, where was it. I guess you could say abandonment and and it's not always going to be abandonment, it's a fear frequency. Okay, so kind of going into what you guys would know in the emotional body, I'm just going to say energetic blockages, and then we'll move into the 5 and beyond. It's going to be density. So where are you separated? How can you unify with source? And then you could work through a stargate. Stargates are multiple timeline jumping, and we'll go into that for a minute. In order for you to unify with inside of you, once you unify with source, it's really simple. All right, everything should actually click. And everything should click in a quantum light. Geometrics, a new template, a new blueprint. All right. Choosing you, your soul, and that would be your soul consciousness. So everything has to be pure in the highest frequency in the house. Your Merkaba will tell you. The Merkaba, the super quantum computer system, will tell you if there's something here that shouldn't be here when you're traveling. And this is for ones that travel the ley lines and twin rays that will be doing their contracts in the future and their counterparts. We call them counterparts, or however you want to call them, twin rays, twin flames. You have to understand that will clog your consciousness. Manifestation is slower. So I just want everyone to know that'll probably motivate anybody. Most of the time, the human selves need motivation to do anything. We'll go into that because we have some really cool ideas, but we just want you to know that it will clog your consciousness. Your creational energy will lower. If there's anything that's going to energetically, in a sense, cloud the consciousness, cities, living in heavy cities, it's not always true, but when you get to the diamond body, you'll have to transition. If you're twin raised in a city or twin flames in a city, and we'll go into that in a minute. Most likely when you get to the plasma systems, you will have to move out. Okay, so hopefully you guys release your attachments, and yeah, you're gonna have to move through a lot. Don't get too comfortable with expectations. There's a difference here, and we're gonna go into that because we're gonna have to keep talking about this one. A lot of people are a little bit confused about twin flame contracts. So everything has to be pure in the bed. You can get crystal beds, and you can. Crystal beds, crystal mats, okay? There's shungite mats and then magnetic. There's some really cool technology out there that can help you guys. All right. Magnetic beds, crystal beds, there's shungite. We use Indaras. Indaras are probably the highest frequency, and we're not going to go into what you guys read on the internet because we're way past that. Okay, a lot of people think they're just glass. We can see what's coming out of them, so we're going to transition from that. The Andarian collectives are a beautiful little universals in themselves that will tune and tone your field and upgrade you. So crystals, you can get fancy stuff for the bed, and that's fine. Make sure the bed is the purest frequency too, as well, because it will go into your consciousness too when you're creating. Just want you to know that. New beds, purest bed. Is that I received it, but I can't say the word. That's on it's the one with the little sheep. Anyways, I'll put it below. I'll find it and I'll put it below. It's how it comes in. It's actually really funny. But then I'll figure it out. And then I'll put it below, at least for twin rays and the pure, I guess the purest high vibrational bed. If you're traveling, you're going to have to just raise the frequency. We travel with pyramid structures. They're pyramid organites. And we do have those, but those usually will stay in the child's room because we have to make sure the child is the highest frequency. Yes, there you go. Thank you. Soretta? That's actually really funny. Soretta. Yeah. Thank you, Erin. That's what came as the purest bed. Just want you guys to know. You can grade with crystals underneath of the bed, grade with Indaros underneath the bed. Everything has to be high vibrational, and then also everything has to be blissful and blissful states of consciousness, purity, and happiness only. Okay? And that is only. So peace, peaceful, blissful states of consciousness, very high open spaces. Yeah. And there is a purpose to this, so just hold on. Happiness, peace, blissful states of consciousness. Once you hit that blissful state with your twin ray, you can hold it into the euphoric state, and you should be able to hold it and to hold that frequency. It's a very high state of consciousness. It's where you feel like you're floating and you're walking in a lucid dream. Okay. The reason why we are doing this right now and for episodes is because a lot of the twin rays, also, if you have royal marriages here on the planet or counterparts, you guys are coming back together right now. You would have to understand that you have levels of ascension to move through before you unify with each other. That's true, and then sometimes not true, but it is true in the higher realms in the fifth dimension. You have to expand that you have a lot of contracts to clear very fast, and a lot of you guys might be moving through really fast. Lower vibrational relationships, okay, playing a game and tangoing is not a twin ray relationship. Okay, just put it, that's very arguing, fighting, conflict. You're not twin rays. You're either soulmates or you're karmic contracts, playing everything out so you guys can, to wrap everything up to step into your divine power. And there's a purpose to it. Okay, you can rewrite as many times as you want, and that's fine, but eventually you'll realize that you do have another contract, and it's going to be the completion contract or many contracts. There's internal universal twin rays, and that's actually what me and my husband are. So there's nothing after this. Okay. It's very simple, and it's all simple and chosen. It's contracted, so it's a beautiful experience, but you could have multiples too, and that is true twin rays or twin flames, divine sacred unions, divine sacred partners. You can have multiples of them, and we'll go into that. It's a vibrational frequency in a heart-to-heart relationship. It's a heart-to-heart. It has nothing to do with sex and relationships. Okay, so you will have to move through many levels of you. Just put it that way. It's a pure light, pure frequency of light, and it's only pure light. It is it's a returning of the original creators, the original universal twin ray creators. There is no density. It's in a higher Earth system, in a higher parallel Earth system. There's multiple dimensions of the Earth. You will have to unlock the keys and stargates within inside of you for full body integration of the 12 DNA strands and beyond. Okay? So we do have to explain this. every one of them are really great contracts, so all of them are pure contracts. It's just the human self only sees a straight line, is not able to see multidimensional realities. Why would this soul contract come in? Why do you have the family contracts? How are you supposed to be able to experience? Experiences is learning. Okay, there's a purpose to everything on your ascension. So every contract, soulmate contract that comes in, if you could open your heart center and unify with them, that will actually help you unify more. If you are in a relationship that is mounts of density and mounts of games and drama and playing tango games all the time, then you are in what they call a karmic twin ray contract. It's not a divine sacred union. Okay. Synchronizing and unification. It's one of the most purest frequencies in the heart. It is pure source consciousness throughout your whole body. 24/7, all the time. That's the blissful states. It will start off as pure source orgasmic. Okay, it's not tantra either. We don't really call it that. It is beyond what you can even imagine. It's the original blueprints. It's actually really beautiful. We could do many things. We could split. We could soul split. We could create beings. We could do whatever we wanted. We could pretty much and it was in a pure frequency. It was a very high state of consciousness, so nothing was distorted. Okay, so there was no negative and positive, there was no polarity, there was no duality. We could create beings, we could create family, we're creators. So and anyways, there's a lot. Our children were created differently too, so there was an intercourse. We didn't use the bathroom either, so if you could unlock this, there was no bowel movements. It was very different, and we're larger too as well, and there was no separation between us. It was a beautiful experience. So those are tapping into the memories. This is returning to the original twin ray. So everything always has to be the high frequency, because the planet itself is raising in vibrational frequency, which means there's lots of density coming up for the collective consciousness. So keeping everything really high and vibrational. And we do use shields, but we do have ships. So we do know that our Merkabas are ships, and we do have ships. So we have all of our assistants, our teams, if you want to say, and all of our multidimensionals here. It's a very large group, if you want to say, of star beings from other times and spaces and beyond that are here to assist us. We have multiples in a sense, because we were able to bring in a beautiful template here that is beyond the mind, which is beyond the human intelligence. Beyond the mind is beyond the human intelligence. The human intelligence only knows how to be here, energetically looping. So, and that's where they are. And yeah, won't be anymore. So keeping the house very high vibrational, and you can do music and beautiful music if you want to, any type of music to keep the frequencies high. Moving the body, so getting up, moving the body, yoga. You can go to the gym and work out too as well if you want to. The next things is we always have, we love pyramids too as well. Activations and pictures and activations. Now what we do is we sleep a lot. So most of the time it's just sleeping. It's sleeping in our ship, as we are constructing a new Merkaba right now. So we're bringing in a new template for a whole new, what you guys call a Merkaba. It's a super quantum computer system. It's a new system coming online. So there's lots of sleeping and lots of pure clean water. Okay, very high states of vibration in the body, clearing density, very high vibrational source energies, electrical source energies is coming in, integrations, different colors and tones too as well. So most of the time it is in the vortex of the bed, lots of sleeping and creating. What we do is, obviously we're reality builders and we're the creator of worlds, and we came here obviously on an experience, which is an interesting one. So it was like, so now we've transitioned into the sixth gate, and this would be the sixth gate of the processing of the galactics. So we'll be able to work with them and to continue working with them on what is our contracts here as twin rays. Twin rays usually are creators and original creators. When they come together, and it doesn't matter how you come together with them, if you come together in the physical with them, or if you come together in a parallel or alternate reality or another time and space, okay, because we're way past that through the gates, that everything is teleportation, etherically, biolocation. It's already been here for like 10, yeah, since like the 1950s. So anyways, we're way past those. Just want you to know that. It is possible to translocate, and that's going to be physical body translocation. So that's already here. It's already been done. 1950s, 1930s. So it has been. It's just the only thing is, I'm not going to say the veils and the collectives will be coming down. However, it is. We'll go into markers in a minute because it's actually quite funny. So star being galactic, galactic twin rays, starseed twin rays, starseed indigo twin rays, crystal children that are twin rays. We actually do know a lot. So we're just vibrating higher, and we love you guys so much, and you guys are doing so well. Bringing in beautiful templates, because we can actually see the crystal children that are coming together. A lot of them are in their 20s. So we love you, but we have to vibrate. We have to go higher. Okay, so we're going to go higher out and integrate higher templates in order for you guys to be able to do your purpose. It's also all generation aligned too. So there's beautiful crystal children that are just doing beautiful, beautiful expansions on the planet and anchoring in templates. And then there's the older ones too, and that only a few that are actually have been doing really well and anchoring in the templates. So the star seeds are here, as you can say, but we're just going to go a little bit more out, way more out. We call it way more out. Going into the templates. This is what we do, but every other ones have their own. They have their own contracts. So our contracts is to sleep and to upgrade, and we share and we create through our connection, through our pure love connection of connecting our heart chakras together and laying with each other and vibrating with each other. We materialize and we do reality building as we sleep and we rest, and you can call it meditative states, but we sit and we create cities within inside of us. And you can do this without your twin ray too. We'll teach you guys how to do this. So what we do is we have to build. So right now we're building realities and templates. It's photonic light will fill up in the body. The photonic light, so I look like I'm always about 9 months pregnant, and then you would see me go down to 3 months, 9 months pregnant. So we're creating a new reality. The photonic light will fill up the body. There will be a major expansions. These frequencies are rainbows. So we are creating rainbow crystalline cities in New Mexico. We also did it in North Carolina. And we created crystalline cities in the skies. Aquatics, New Atlantis, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things within inside of us. We're able to program it within inside of us. We bring in the templates, and you go through the birthing process of the realities building, and then we sit there and we play, and we go into blissful states of consciousness, and we can just sit there and see all of the cities and the crystalline structures creating within inside of us, and we see the cities. So we build them in the skies. We open up stargates. So a lot of you guys that go outside and you can see all of the cities and the crystal cities is something that we actually do. So it was really beautiful. We opened up really big portals over there. We were creating internally inside of us and building, constructing a crystalline matrix. And it is the Aurora crystalline matrix. So just by being, all we do is vibrate. So there's no intercourse, obviously. It's all vibration, okay? And we just sit there and vibrate our hearts together, and we sit there and dream and imagine, and then we can sit there and reality build through sound tones, frequencies, and colors in the Cathar pastels. It's called the Cathars. It's in an orchestra, an actual music that you can sit here and you can create through sound tones, frequencies, and colors. It's really beautiful. A lot of you guys that are doing the templates of the solar universal male and female, most likely that's what you guys are doing. So if you're not intentionally doing it yet and knowing what to do, hopefully this will be able to help you too. So you guys always do it. You can bring a lot of stuff into the physical. We are taking it to the next level where we make sure that we have at least 4 hours to sit there and create reality build with inside of us. So it's actually intentional that we actually create these cities with inside of us as we vibrate and connect our pure love to each other, and we have that blissful state, and we sit there and play, and as we play, it's a music in an orchestra and pastels and colors, and it's actually really beautiful. And we're able to create cities, so you'll see crystal structures pretty much building through your body and amplifying. So you actually will be able to see the crystalline and the orchestras and the music. And as the music's coming in, you can actually see the crystals within your body, materializing into physical form within inside of you. We birth the realities outwards. So obviously, as it starts to create, we start anchoring it into the ley lines. But to be honest with you, we like making cities in the sky. So we're doing a lot of crystalline cities in the sky and all kinds of really beautiful things with lots of mystical creatures, the Aquafurians and like Aquatic and New Atlantis and Lemurias, Galaxy ether realms, Galactic ether realms, and we're creating it. So we did a lot of work in North Carolina. And then once the forest told us, okay, it's good, right? Because there's a lot already there. There's already so many already over there. So there's a lot over there. I'm not really sure if that's what they do, but that's what we do. Some of them might have their own names to it, but we actually create the crystalline realms and the diamond realms, and it's actual crystalline plasma. So obviously it's the quantum fields, and that's what we do. We create the quantum fields. It's a crystalline plasma field, and we create it and materialize it within us through our pure love. And it's through rainbows, intelligence, rainbow spectrums, and all kinds of stuff. You can call it Kundalini currents, but that's a little bit different. That's for the stargates. But we bring it in, and then we sit and we create, and it's through our love. It's through our love for each other. So we sit there, and it's our love that is building this massive reality to awaken the collectives, to literally clear the density off of it. We work with the Christic Sophia and Source and Creator and all different types of frequencies, multidimensionals of Source, if you want to say. Um, and we just sit there, and it actually is built with inside of you, so you realize one day it really is. And all we do is just connect our pineal gland to each other in the heart chakra, and it's all one system. Or we will connect the spinal cord back to back, or most of the time we'll just merge our energy bodies, our crystal bodies, into one, and we become just one system, like one in one vessel. And that's what we do. So usually it's just one in one vessel, and that's what the counterparts could do. So if you guys know about the counterparts in Egypt, there is lots of history that hopefully will be able to come out one day, but that's the counterparts would be able to do with each other. It was a very sacred divine union. They also were raised with each other too. There's a huge process that happened, and one of the biggest processes that you're not born as an infant. You're 7 or 8 years old, and there's a huge process with crystal temples and all kinds of beautiful stuff, sacred ceremonies. If you're able to access it, that they were one. Okay, so two vessels, two human vessels, and not really human, two angelic human vessels. Okay, and they're one, so they could walk in each other's bodies. They could be in each other's bodies. They were just very merged. They could teleport to each other. They could do anything pretty much that you could think of. And you can call it super abilities if you want to say. It was very beautiful. There was no separation. Those are internal twin rays, internal genetic angelic mates. It was really sacred. Okay, so a lot of people are going to have to do major reversals. All right, you would have to understand sacredness and honor and respect, pure love and integrity and oneness and what unity is. And I always tell everyone, if you are looking out there all the time, it is access within inside of you. Once you're able to develop and to anchor and lock, and I call it anchor and lock, anchoring and locking your divine inner union with yourself and bringing your soul consciousness fully online, your own inner union with you, and that beautiful union, you will materialize into physical form your next journey and passageway. I think those are just identities. Somebody asks, a twin feels like a brother. Those are identities. Brothers, husbands, everything are just identities. You want to pull everything away and realize that you are just universes and galaxies, that you are consciousness of vibration. So see if you can remove that and see if you can just feel the pureness of your twin is a pure vibrational frequency of universal energy of love. So in accessing it, I was able to access it at a certain frequency bandwidth of that pure frequency. So a lot of people are not understanding that source connection of that heart-to-heart sacred connection. Most likely you will explode your body all over. You will literally explode in the heart. No, it's like explosion all over your body. Everything will vibrate. When you kiss, it vibrates. When you kiss, it is nothing but a pure frequency running throughout your whole body. It is a full body experience the whole time. So when you kiss them, everything will vibrate. It is like euphoria all over and forever. And it'll be like you're on an acid trip or some psychedelic mushroom for the rest of your life, and you'll never come back. So that's what it is. It's blissful and sweet. It's really beautiful. So that's what it feels like forever. All right, you will feel it in your dream, and you will be overwhelmed if you're in a human intelligence still. So you will be overwhelmed, and you will feel it throughout your full body. So I want to explain to everyone where they're at, but you should be able to experience it full body forever. It is beyond an euphoria state, and it should be running through your body 24/7 with your twin ray, with your divine sacred partner. It will pop open all your gates, all your stargates, all your cells. I mean, everything will vibrate everywhere. When you kiss, it is beyond like a full body experience. So it's really beautiful. You can access it most likely in your dream state. So Erin, if you are accessing this in your dream state, if you are accessing this is because you're going to materialize it into your waking state, into your physical. I guarantee you will. You come back to me and talk to me about it. Okay, so our highest contracts is we're in New Mexico. We're in Las Cruces, and we are building crystalline cities of light with rainbow frequencies. Okay. It seems like we're going to be doing rainbow tones for this one. It was more crystalline plasma, a different type of frequency. It was more like star particles. kind of like Galaxies in North Carolina. And there were some rainbow currents. We did lots of New Atlantis and Lemuria Gates, which also has like pastel plasma. So we just got started over here in New Mexico. So what we do is we sleep, we rest, we meditate. I get up, we'll have to do the work. And it's not really doing work, but kind of there's a few things we have to get done. And then we have to share. So everything is sharing, contributing, generosity. There's a lot in the templates right now, mastering a lot of realities at once, but sharing and supporting the collectives. So we have to do this, and then most of the time that's it. It's like as soon as everything is in completion, for that mastery of that reality, we have to sit and we have to create. That's all you do, is you just create. We get to play and have fun and create, and to create with inside of us, and to vibrate a very high frequency. And most of the time I'll be passing out. Like, but I can see everything coming up, or at least on the right side of the body. That's where like the stories will come in, all of your stories and the ego filters and anything you allowed yourself to be programmed with. And it would be through from childhood to now. So it's really interesting. Anything that you watch, television and everything is like a cellular memory, and it exits out of here. Energetic loops and fears and really funny stuff come up, and it's you can call it distractions, but as the light quadrants come in and everything starts to activate within the body, everything will come up too. So we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm still clearing lots of density too from my body, continuously clearing. There's always still stuff there in the skeleton structures, and we do lots of multiple timeline jumping. So everything always has to be the highest vibration. But all we do is we sleep, we clear massive timelines, we do whatever we need to. Here in New Mexico in our dream state, because we'll be doing lots of work. We can get up and we actually get to create, and we vibrate together, and we get to create these crystalline cities. And it really is to raise the vibrational frequency and to expand the consciousness and to open the hearts of all of the human species here in New Mexico, and then species. And then we also have these sacred plants, the plants and the stone people and all kinds of really cool stuff. And then they also have kingdoms too. So they have their own Gaia's kingdom. So we're assisting them too as well. There's inner earth beings here too, already coming to us for assistance and rehabilitations of whatever it is that they need, genetic rehabilitations and all kinds of really cool stuff. We do lots of high alchemy work all the time. And that is like our soul dedication of our highest contracts is only for humanity. It's full humanitarian, if you could tell. So I would have to say it probably would resonate. It would resonate in a sense. What do you think the gods would be doing? Okay, what are the purpose of the gods? So, what was the purpose of the gods and the god realms? Well, you go through a process where you integrate all gods and goddesses, and you both have to go through it, and then you are at your full service template, humanitarian template and beyond, planetary universal too. And then we also obviously have our galactic commanders and galactic ambassadors too as well. Galactic guardianship contracts that we should be in a completion in about a few years for, but there's some things that we have to monitor, and then there's a few others that need to get up, and they are going to have no choice but to get fully online. So some of them might be kicking and screaming the whole time, and once they're getting up, and they'll just be kind of ran in a sense through all of their gates, all of everything, all of their contracts, all of their inner loops, and it's all like with purity. But they have to wake up. There's not going to really have a choice. The only thing is that they're going to have to dissolve their human selves. So then they'll be able to to be happy at the end. You usually are with your higher self, and then they'll be able to do their work and have fun, and then go through their template. So it's kind of like a wave process of generations probably the fastest we could break it down for. So probably have a few more years, and then we should be able to go into our next contracts. So like I said, you go through full embodiment of the God self. Full embodiment of the God self is there is no human. There's nothing here. It really is nothing about anything of us ever. Okay, so because I was already a born master, and I already was a born master, I already was doing that. So I was already a born master. It's the reason why I woke up with a bunch of masters. When I awakened, I had over like 3 or 4 or 5 masters, Dalai Lamas, and everything teaching me and training me because that was simple for me. My heart was very open. So I had a lot of narcissism contracts to move from really fast and giving my power away, which was great because they assisted me. So there's a lot there. I had to move through lots of addictions, lots of inner clearing, inner work that needed to be done really fast. And lots of, you can call it karma, it's not really karma when your heart opens. I had lots of mastering realities and lots of mastering wisdom really fast at an accelerated rate. So I was always working with universal time travelers, which are really cool. I got to learn really cool stuff, and I realized that there's only a few of us here on the planet. So, and it's just because a lot of them just weren't, I guess, just weren't fully awakened yet, or something. Couldn't really figure it out. But then I obviously realized that we were placed in certain parts of the planet. So I was placed in Florida, and I still was creating massive cities and doing all kinds of stuff. And that's where all of my twin ray, if you want to say twin ray training, was. And it was in Florida. So that's what we would do. We would sit there and create to send our fifth energy, the fifth energy, the seventh energy, and then also beyond. But we started off with the fifth energy. So because we started off with the fifth energy, we had a massive contract there in Florida. So we used more of an ultraviolet ray, and everything was all training only for humanity. So, and that was it. So now it's like master contracts is everything is full service, and it's really simple. It's everything's for humanity. We wake up and it is for the planet, the planetary system, and the universe. Okay, so when I say I was born masters, the ego is gone. Okay, the heart is purely open. That's it. So there's nothingness, and that's why it was only masters that came in, because obviously this went to master training very fast, and it was really funny the whole time with them. So he said exactly. He said the true master, a waking master, is the hardest to train or to tell what to do. So remember that too as well. And don't beat yourself up if you felt like you didn't achieve anything or whatever it is. Because there's really funny things about like failing tests or failing missions and stuff like that. You never fail anything. All right, so hopefully you guys can remove that from your ego and the collective consciousness too as well, or whatever programming station some of the galactics have. Programming. Yeah, you guys are probably going to have to get better with that. So there is no failing, and you don't fail tests either if you guys are in Ascension school. All right. So you can unify everything. A true master, you wouldn't be able to train or to tell what to do. It's something developed within. You can hold space for them if you were an ascended master working with them. Because it's already there. It's like, it's already perfect, right? So, like I said, all of you guys are already there. All right? Most star seeds and indigos, crystal children, are already there. Indigos, they to me, I think a lot of indigos, they're the ones that they're probably going to have to sit and to connect into the heart more in the beginning. Lots of clearing, lots of clearing of warrior energies. They have many to go to, but they're definitely masters. Crystal children are really pure, and they're already there. Rainbow children are already there. So it's actually really funny to kind of look at them, and then eventually it clicks. So all of them eventually find their ways. Star seeds usually are inner. I call them the new hopes. Their hearts are already open. The only thing is that we are people pleasers in the beginning, and we give our power away all the time. So never being able to say no to people, and that's like the inner compass being off, and some other stuff too. Eventually, it all goes away, and you're able to merge into that unified field of you, which is you, your highest version of you. Eventually, you get it as you activate more light into your body, and you're able to anchor in your divine masculine and divine feminine templates. um, Going back into the twin ray union, I was already doing much work. 2014 is when I actually started to do meditations and teachings and trainings. It's just the wires were so thick. So my twin ray would always sit in front of me and float around me as a blue being in a crystal realm. And would just sit there and sit there and play with me and try to keep me happy because I had to awaken really fast. And I was already seeing into the fifth dimension. You sent to you, focus into you. Yeah, working on staying now. So I was already just seeing everything. I guess you could call it the astral realms, but I was seeing lots of purple sparkles and star particles, and I could see like everything in the high realms always. So there was lots of conditioning, lots of trust that needed to be made, and then I had lots of contracts set up that I did myself to make sure that I trusted my twin ray only and my higher self majority of the time. Trusting the higher self and trusting my twin ray. So we actually set up contracts and for triggers and everything else to make sure that it was 100% that we trust each other, or that I trusted, because I obviously was the one that was awakening. So I was the one that was clearing mounds of unresolved within myself. So I had to set up all of these contracts, soul contracts, all this really funny stuff in order for me to experience, in order for me to evolve very fast. Okay. And it was in an accelerated rate for only 8 years. So we would always sit, and it's always full service. Okay. So obviously we would sit there and we would clear and use our fifth energies. And we would use the fifth energy in the Merkaba to sit and take the fifth energy and to purify the planet. Any places that would come up. Okay. So anything that would come into the collectives about anything, we would have to sit. And yeah, the narcissism is a 3D consciousness. It's not really a lot of people have to understand that it's a third dimensional consciousness, so you have the programming too. So it's not saying and there's it's called the victim and victimizer programming. Make sure we clear that. Okay. It's called victim and victimizer programming. It's a program running. It really means nothing, and once you release it, you would realize that everything was set up in order for you to stand in your power. So hopefully you guys, if that could help you guys jump from like A to Z, just knowing that you set all of it up anyways. So hopefully there's not like blaming and all that funny stuff. Those are dramas and games and all of that, tango stuff, we call it. It really means nothing. It's to help you with your self mastery, your emotional self mastery, and that's it. Really, it really means nothing. So it's not anything about them or the contracts. You actually set it up anyways. So kind of moving from that victim victimizer energies, victim contracts. Okay, so hopefully that would be able to assist you, because whatever is transmitting and materializing out there, whatever transmits and materializes out there is actually inside of you. It could be from another point in time and another time and space too as well. So you would have to understand that it's just you. So if you see judgment and separation, it's you. If you actually see what you call or narcissism traits or something like that, you're gonna have to master energetic management. Okay, because it's inside of you. So you are actually activating the timelines. You have these traits too. So it's kind of really funny. Eventually it triggers and it comes out. So it's just like the funny little blame game hopefully that game will be over completely, because you would realize that you would have to master that reality and realize, okay, I'm going to move and transition. That's shifting your perception. It's really simple. Shift your perception really quick, and you can multiple timeline jump through stargates really fast, and you'll actually see your reality shift and change super fast. Okay? So it's all in the heart portal, and just shift your perception, and then most likely you have to release a lot of your contracts. Whole contracts. Okay? Um, we're going to go into that too as well. So these are, we were doing it in Florida for a long time. It's actually really beautiful. And we work in the super intelligent system, like 2014, and we would sit and we would use the fifth energy and we would create everything, anything, the collectives that would come to us. We would send the fifth energy in order to open the heart, in order to clear whatever needed to be done with the fifth energy to manifest peace and love and happiness. Okay? You have a lot of energetic mastery to do. There is no saving people either. Okay, so you have to remove those out too as well. There's lots of programming you'll have to move through. So we just would connect to the fifth energy, and we would use the ultraviolet ray. You guys can use whatever. It's supposed to be gold, and I've heard some other stuff, and it doesn't matter. So it really is what we tuned into, and it's a frequency and a plasma. Then we got into creating worlds. Once I was able to master those realities with my twin, the twin ray, and then eventually materialized in physical form, obviously, but it was always connecting, and then we were able to master realities. So once we were able to do that, we were able to create in the quantum fields, crystalline quantum fields. So then I went through training with the highest version of me, which is me, that is creating on other worlds. A lot of people call it an extension. It's not an extension. It's a luminous being, a beautiful luminous being that actually goes and creates worlds with my twin and materializes them into physical form through the heart and then through the projector screen here. So everything is instant materializing, and that's how we created the pyramids and everything else here. So eventually one day that will come back. But that's how we actually created a lot of the structures here of what we have left. So obviously there was the fall of Atlantis, and pyramids, crystal pyramids, everything were created by super intelligent beings that were probably about 40 feet to create and to materialize worlds and species and all kinds of really beautiful stuff. Okay? It's all my waking state. It was the only way they knew how to teach me. They never taught me through meditation, nothing. It was through the super quantum computer system. So obviously, in Florida, the density is not that high. So anybody who knows about diamond systems and plasma systems pretty much knows I was probably frying the whole time being there. So, and doing this for Florida to create crystal cities and the new earth realities and everything else. If you know anything about the crystal body and the diamond body and the plasma bodies, and these are all bodies, physical bodies, okay? If you actually know about that, you probably know I was pretty much probably dying the whole time, sitting there doing it. So it's actually really interesting. So now that I look back on it, is the density is actually really it's a lower vibrational frequency. You can see it shifting when you're driving down from North Carolina all the way into Florida through Georgia. So he's on a super intelligent system. It's like really easy. So you sit with your twin ray. Eventually, the twin ray materialized. Dun dun. You can materialize anything you want in your reality. So me and my husband just want you guys to be able to open up. If you are twin flames, if you guys can move out of your boxes and your limitations as fast as possible, okay, hopefully, and to realize that it's not about you. It is not about your relationship either. So it has nothing to do with your relationship, nothing to do with our relationship. We are here for humanity and the planet and also the universal grid. There is a split. There is wormhole structures. There are phantom matrices here too as well. If you haven't looked around, that the planet actually needs you. So we're hoping that some of you guys will align to this, and we're hoping that you guys can be able to connect to each other so you can assist us in actually raising the vibrational frequencies of it. Really is the human species that are going to need your assistance The animals pretty much are under our control. So hopefully that would be able to open and expand your mind on that one. So you would have an understanding, you know, you can work with them if you want, but you are going to have to understand the intelligence of a human species is the ones pretty much what we came in here for, too. And it's going to be for the next generations of the new children that are new twin rays, and some of them are here, it's not many, and the new crystal children that have come in here. So they really do need our assistance because they're being diagnosed and medicated heavily. Okay? So hopefully you guys will be able to awaken even more if you know that you're a twin ray or soulmate or divine sacred union, that these kids are being medicated, okay, and abused and put boxes and limitations. A lot of parents don't know what to do with them. So they just go back to the old ways of discipline. So hopefully you guys will be able to assist. They're also going to be needing assistance too as well. Use your efficiency. You guys can do reality building, creating new realities for them. You guys can shift anything for the collectives too as well. Hopefully, if you meditate and anchor in and merge with your higher self more, if you're able to actually merge with your higher selves, both of you guys together, actually connecting your heart centers together using your fifth energy, you should be able to receive what you can do. What can you deprogram? What can you rebuild in your community? You can do this. It's actually really simple. So I've been doing this for I think about 6 years. 2. So it really is, as the human species is the focal point, okay, for some of us. And then you have to understand the waves and the blueprints and the structures of the galactic commanders that came in here. Let them handle their jobs, okay? Twin rays, you have something else to do to keep everything loving and blissful, okay? All about love and bliss. Let the indigos that woke fully up probably about 10, almost 20 years ago, let them handle the rest. The ones that are commanders here, they can handle it themselves. I have a beautiful older woman that's amazing, and that she can monitor anything she wants through her ship in Australia. So kind of leave it up to them to be able to readjust. If you're a twin ray, you want to focus on your love. It's true. Focus on their love. Every contract, every one of us have our own galactic mission and purpose. So we wanted to talk to you guys about that. Stay in love with each other. I married a couple too as well that they're rewriting their contracts because they can. And they're older. They're probably about in their 70s, and they're gonna go in and they'll be able to focus on their love, and then they'll be able to create a new earth reality in Arkansas. And as they do that, they'll be able to master those realities, and then they'll be able to move into their new contracts too as well. And they're older, so they're like 70 years old, and they'll focus on their love. So it doesn't matter who you are or how old you are either. So I wanted to kind of touch a little bit of base on that too as well. The focal point is us in the heart center. Now you guys will be all over the place, and you'll be having ego deaths all the time, and that could happen too. So you're gonna have to get used to what we call the death cycles and the ego death cycles. We actually play a game and we have fun. We play everything out, every single scene and drama that we were ever programmed with, and we do it just to have fun, in order to move programs out really fast. So anyone else would probably take it personal, but it's like, it's not where we're at. So you would have to access most likely the blissful energies. You would access your fifth energy with inside, and then you can access the seventh energy with each other. And once you access those rays, you should be able to play and have fun and to learn how to act everything out. Multiple timeline jumping. So when there is no time and space and no space and time, so that's when the Merkabah, the quantum life and the quantum fields, um, we definitely stay in the bed for the high quantum fields, because the liquid plasma is like your liquid walking underwater, but you're going to feel right now we're in the I'm going to say, you can call it the Merkaba, but it's like tetrahedron flux. So there's and you can call it tetrahedron, but it's definitely not a tetrahedron. It's one of the tetrahedrons. It's multiple pyramid structures in this one. That's the diamond constructing the diamond one. So it's actually really cool, but it's like a whole new system coming online, and it's the actual light body system. It looks like a geometrics around you. So this one's going into a flux system. It's not a reversal, so that's cool. Um, so there is no time and space. So we set up little games. We put little hearts, and you have to follow the hearts. It's already out there. It's been like that, always aligning to hearts. We align to hearts, we know we're on the highest timeline. So we take little crystal hearts, and they pretty much just will move around the house. And give you like teleportation, because you're multiple timeline jumping. So if you're multiple timeline jumping, if you're jumping from 40 to 5D to 70 in your house, and you're multiple timeline jumping, and then you're activating new realities, alternative realities, and new dimensions. As you are doing this, you will realize you're going to have to be okay with like things moving in the refrigerator. You'll have to be okay with like little hearts seems like they're teleporting into new locations, so that's normal. Crystals or whatever it is that you notice, chairs could be moved, and that's you just walking into a new reality or an alternative reality, and then you could end up moving back or vibrating back. So we do multiple timeline jumping. As we do multiple timeline jumping, we find hearts. So when we align to the heart in the vehicle in the starship, when we align to the heart, we pick them up and we go, okay, we just jumped. Okay. Timeline adjustments would be a little bit different, but I know I'm multiple timeline jumping if I align to this. So it could be like within a minute or a second, and I would align to another heart. I know I just jumped another timeline. So it's multiple timeline jumping. And so here's two for right now, but they're placed all over the heart, or all over the heart, yeah. All over the house, the heart house. They're placed all over the house for a reason, and then we'll move them. So we'll actually pick them up and we'll move them to a different location, and then that will reset the grid and the Stargate to go through the multiple jumps. But to multiple jumps is multiple aspects and identities clearing and releasing. So we have to move through all of our aspects, all of our identities. Sometimes it's not too much identities anymore. Or aspects. It's pretty much multidimensional higher selves. It's all higher selves. So at this point, it's we're merging the higher selves together again into one. It's a process and a template, so it has to do with the templates that we're bringing in. So they're placed around every single time. It could be a nanosecond. Anytime we align to a heart, it could be like 1 minute aligned to another heart, and you pick it up, hold it, and go, okay, I just timeline jumped. All right, cool. So 6 jumps. You'll see yourself going right back to it, because you're merging with your higher self. So because you're merging deeper and deeper with your higher self, you're not in the vessel. It's not. It's you have to understand, it's the higher self is merging completely. It's the highest version you of your future self is merging. So it's not you anymore. And then if you have a twin ray, it's most likely you and your twin ray walking around in the same vessel. Okay, so that's the fun part. That's what they call the counterparts, but those are our abilities. So I could be sitting here. It's you call it the energy body, but it's like the highest version descended of my husband is sitting there picking up a heart. Okay, and I'm not there. I could be in his body, swapping bodies. It's actually really funny, swapping bodies and then come back, and just go, oh, okay, I'm back. It's actually really funny. Is that we think it's hilarious because we know that it's not. and then teleportation. So we experiment through distance, and because we experiment through distance, it's teleportation too. So we do teleportation experiments through distance. It could be like states away, okay, galaxies away, or other time and spaces. So it's actually really funny. Windows and time, and there's experiments with windows and time too as well. And we sit there and experiment with teleportation. It's really for right now. It's just energy body for now, but it's just the energy body. So my husband will always sit there and go, "Can you see me?" He'll be like biolocating around the house and just going, "Can you see me biolocating?" I can actually see him materializing, and he'll materialize. I could see him. I could see his hair and everything. He'll be like materializing and then dematerializing. He's like, "Can you see me? Can you see me?" And it is like etheric bilocation is actually really hilarious. And they'll be like, "Can you see me?" Like through the pineal gland. So we do experiments like that too as well. Um, and you have to go to. You're gonna have to separate. So yeah, the twin rays. You'll have to separate for this. You guys cannot be doing this. There's no way you cannot master this unless you guys are okay with being separated from each other. So you'll need your own apartments or your own houses one day. You won't have a choice because you'll have to master these realities. You'll know when you have to do it, and they'll go, "All right, you guys ready for your next masteries of your abilities?" And then you would master being with each other the whole time, and always being in one, your twin ray in your vessel, or you're in his vessel. It's really really simple. So it's simple to us. To us, it's simple. It's like sitting there just kind of laughing, but then you have multidimensionals, you have higher selves. You have to go through that first and get to at least the oversoul full embodiment with both of you. So one vessel, two oversouls. Another vessel, two oversouls. Okay, so it's both. It's both full body integrations in two vessels, two oversouls, two oversouls. This is all everyone coming in together as one. It's actually really bizarre. Then you can go to the avatars because it's a little bit more crazy. It's the modadic twins, so it'd be the last stage. Anyone that knows about that, it'd be stage 3, I think. Yeah, it's cosmic egg creation. So the next thing is anyways, there's a lady that brought in a really cool blueprint, Miss Lisa Renee, and there's a solar egg, Buddhic egg, and I think another egg, but I'm gonna say cosmic egg. We usually stay in the cosmic egg, okay? Um, we create the cosmic egg in the vortex, and even if we're traveling, we have our cosmic egg. So we know when we have to go into the cosmic egg, and most of the time that's where we do all of our creation work and all of our crystalline building for our cities, reality building, plasma fields, crystal plasma fields, diamond plasma fields, and it's all rainbow right now. Over here, it was more crystalline, the Crystallina system over in North Carolina, which is really beautiful. So lots of aurora and crystal tones of silver and platinum, and also different rays of purple and pinks. It was really beautiful hues, okay, and tones. So we brought that in, and then we did some rainbow templates too as well. Um, and there's a cosmic egg, so going back to the cosmic egg, we have to go into our cosmic egg a lot, and we do lots of templates and upgrades too, and it's a part of our traveling egg. So it is in the vortex in the bed always, and we always have to connect all of our energy bodies. Like everything has to be connected here completely. Okay, so everything has to be in a geometrics alignment, a light code geometric alignment. Our light bodies have to fit perfect. If not, we're out of alignment. We can feel that we're out of alignment. So it has to be a complete sacred geometrics. Our blueprints. Our blueprints have to align perfectly in the body. If it's not aligned perfectly, we're out of alignment. It's synchronizing together. Every code, every geometrics, every equation when we're laying next to each other has to be in perfect. That's kind of funny, right? And then you also have all times and spaces. All time and space has to be aligned. All time and space, all realities, all parallel realities. Everything has to be aligned Our universes have to be aligned. Our galaxies have to be aligned. Our planetary systems have to be aligned. So that is a while to figure out. We did it in like a year, almost a year. So hopefully this will be able to help you, because it's really out there and bizarre when you realize you can do it, and then when you guys vibrate, or when you make love, or whatever you guys want to call it. Everything's through the heart center in the fifth dimension. So everything literally is through the heart gate. And that's a huge deprogramming to go from. Eventually you'll learn about that, but we won't go into that today. There's a lot of clearing in the lower chakras that needs to be done. Everything is the heart to heart flowing. Okay? And that's is all like vibrational. So a lot of people do talk about that. The fifth dimension relationships are all heart to heart vibration. So it's not like making love, but what will happen is you'll be able to see universes and galaxies. All you'll see is universes and galaxies, most likely like purple and pinks and blues and plasmas from your cathars, your pastels. You should just be seeing it streaming out of your head, and then crystals, all kinds of crystals through your body. You're seeing through your inner, which is inner inside of your body, and that is the divine original blueprint of twin rays. So this is why we did this episode, to help all of you guys to understand what are twin rays, what are twin flames, what are soulmates. Okay, what was it before? All right. So when you get to the God self, it's only and only for humanity. It is only for the planetary systems. It's only for the universes. There's lots of distortions on the planet, but that is being fixed because all of us are unifying and have been for a long time. So everything will transition. You'll be able to see a lot of us coming more online. So I just want you guys to know that, because there's a lot in the community. We are okay with doing what we're doing. We don't say twin flames, we say twin rays. We go more into the universal systems for the God self system, so you guys understand that when we wake up, we're waking up for the all. Okay? And that's it. It's very different. So we're going to say, like we always say, what do you feel like the gods did? A lot of their mythology is distorted too, so I wouldn't pay too much about it. But the god couples, Isis and Osiris, Ra and Hathor, Krishna and Radha, that's like a perfect example right there. Krishna and Radha is actually, I'm going to say, is one of the highest blueprints for you guys to understand that love and that purity. That is what the twin rays are. It's a pure love and an unconditional love beyond the mind, which is the mind is the universe. So we wanted to talk about that too. Our next episode tomorrow is going to be for parallel soul contracts, in order for you to understand, why would I take contracts with star beings for a few years? Why would I only be with the Galactics? Why would I only be with star beings? Why would I only have soul contracts that are going to be parallel lives or alternate lives? Yeah, the ether realms to it, and mastering multiple realities at the same time. So we do want to go into that, because there is a purpose, because that's how you'll be able to activate a timeline with a soul family, okay, which you would consider soul family, right? So someone that you vibrationally align into what you call the physical, which is not the physical. You would learn how to access multiple realities like me and my twin Ray do. And we're able to activate multiple realities and have a full-blown experience, like going into Gaia's kingdoms together and meditating, and you guys are able to see the Fae kingdoms and the elementals and the divas together. And there's a purpose to it, because you guys are activating an actual reality. So we'll go into, why is there a purpose for the mastery of the higher realms, the ether realms, the God realms? Why do I sit in the God realms all the time for years? They allow me there. So I have huge blueprints on templates and stuff that I'm bringing in. So we're going to go into that too as well. I guess I'm going to be doing a school for the gods and goddesses, which is funny too. So it's okay whichever way that it goes. It doesn't matter. It will shift and change as it goes. So I sit there and laughing as like it's ever evolving. Um, there's lots of templates coming in, lots of creation and new creation coming in. So whatever comes in, write it down and create, and to create templates. So for tomorrow, I will be getting on and talking about that. So you guys know, how are you guys activating timelines and activating fifth dimensional experiences with your family or with your children, or also with soul contracts. And then how would we align to ones that are having galactic family around too. So we'll go into that too. And everything does have a purpose, you know? So you guys understand about multiple timeline jumping, and then also quantum consciousness living, and the crazy and the bizarre of the fifth dimension and beyond. So hopefully this will be able to assist you. And then I think we're going to teach you, we're going to talk about the contracts and soul contracts. And then we're also going to teach you guys how do we bring in templates? How do we create everything within side of us? And then how do we bring it into the physical? So tonight we have to print out crystal cities, and all of the crystal cities, like we did last in North Carolina. We had many grids. We had like 7 grids set up, and there's a reason. Its purpose is that we're actually bringing it into the physical. So now we actually have to bring it into the physical so we can see exactly what are we doing here in New Mexico. Oh, really easy. We are creating crystal cities in the sky, and then we're bringing in the crystalline ether cities fully online here. Perfect. So now we have to bring it in. Those are building templates. So hopefully this will be able to help you. And then we'll teach you guys what are templates, how do you guys do this, what do light workers do, what are language of light channelers do, and if you're just new waking up too, what do WayShowers do? So what do they do? Like, what does the fifth dimension do? How do you guys have all these names? You know, diamond liquid light and crystal light and plasma light, and what do they mean, right? So everyone's like, always, what do they mean? We're going to tell you. I'm going to show you how to do it. Obviously we're doing something for Egypt here, so it's all Egypt and lots of twin ray stuff. So we have Isis and Osiris everywhere, and Athena. So we obviously know a little bit of what we're doing. And obviously it's like the gods are, like, all right, so we're going to go here. We're going to do some adjustments. There's crystal cities here. There's also, you could call it Egyptian, but I'm going to say a little bit Sumerian over in this area. There's a lot here that nobody knows about that's already here. And then there's temples and pyramids, and call them pyramids, I guess. But really cool cities here that are buried and stuff like that. So I can see what we're doing. I can see what we're doing too. So I'm going to say ancient civilizations. So hopefully this will be able to help you. We're in a higher universe and a parallel universe. So we do not go into the fourth dimension and all of that too as well. All of the belief systems you would have to understand. I hope this will help everyone, that we're in a higher parallel universe within inside of us. So that means that we walk in another universe. Okay. So I love everyone. I do know what's in this universe. We know the collectives. Let us do what we're supposed to be doing. And then you guys do your contracts. Everyone has their collective contracts. So whatever you see in your reality is your reality of you mastering your realities and your own timelines. Okay. And I always tell people this, always remember what you're sharing with people and what are you programming into the consciousness of others. That is a lower frequency or a fear frequency. Okay, so everyone has their contracts. Twin rays are supposed to be in high vibrational frequency. We see everything in the collectives. We choose to stay in the parallel so we can send and create these crystal cities. So hopefully that'll be able to help some people, because I've had some interesting people come to me. Okay, that I feel like, I hope that you open your hearts more. All right. You wouldn't understand our contracts. You have your own contracts. So we love you, and we do. We hope you guys just open your hearts so you would understand we're here for our twin ray relationship, we're here to help and assist everyone transition over to the higher universe, which is a parallel universe. So we do love you, but at this certain point where the higher selves will come in and just say, wrap these contracts up and let's just move on because we have so much to do here. So it's like, there's just so much to do. Um, so we're hoping this will be able to help people. And we'll see you guys tomorrow so you guys can learn how to create templates and vision boards and how did we materialize this place. So we'll go into materialization, which is creation, and how to materialize and rebuild your realities of a heaven on earth experience. And this will help you guys, trust me. You will start to see your life changing as you quantum jump. So sending lots of love to you.